So hello dear students, welcome back to this YouTube channel. In this video we will understand about the layer of the architecture. So what are the layers of the computer architecture, and in the previous video we have understood about the fundamentals of the computer system. So if you have not watched the video, you can just go to the playlist and watch that video. So starting from this slide. So when you hear about the word computer, you might think only of the physical device that you have used. Like when we hear that it is a computer, we just think about it is a computer. But what are the architecture layer? How the things are working just behind the screen? You just clicked a button and something called window started. But how all the things are started, how what the things mean, we are going to cover in this video. So we might think that only a physical device that you have used, such as your laptop, desktop or cell phone or any computer devices like your watches or extra. But for your computer to complete the four functions, it needs hardware. So to complete the four functions that we have studied in our first video, to complete all that four function, input, output and processing, and what we call the next one will comment down in a write down in a comment section. So for all that four function, it needs hardware. So hardware what is? It's like physical component, like anything we'll understood later. And the next one is software. So software is like the instructions. So let's explore the layer that make up the computer architecture. First of all, we'll understand about the hardware. So what is hardware? Hardware is a physical component your computer need to operate. Like these are the physical components. Suppose you want to capture a photo, you need a camera. With a battery you can't click a picture, just you need a photo sensor or anything. That is a physical device. So example of the hardware includes the RAM is a hardware, CPU which handle processing, all these things. Some hardware also function as input output devices, like your mobile screen or the computer screen on which you are watching the video. So these all things work as a input output devices. So input output devices are the physical component your computer need to gather inputs and share output. Apart from that input output devices, there are so many processing devices like RAM, your hard disk where the data is stored, the fan that is cooling your CPU. There are so many components in your device that are hardware. So the keyboard, microphone and the mouse are example of the input output devices. So all these things are the example of the hardware and as well as the input output devices. So what are the software? I will explain with you example after we'll cover this. The primary software that your computer need is an operating system. So what is operating system? We'll understood later. So the operating system is like a manager. So you have seen a manager in any company or any institution. So the operating system is like that manager. It enable you to communicate with the computer without knowing machine code. Like you don't know the machine code, you don't know the coding, but still you are using your computer. You might be knowing, but you are not using that knowledge, coding knowledge, to use your computer. You just need to open your Excel, you do a daily work, and after that you close it. You don't need to any like machine code or the compiler language or anything. It enables you to communicate with the computer without knowing the machine code. It also manages all software and hardware. And it's simple, like operating system is like as the name suggests, operate the software and hardware. So and act as a coordinator between the hardware and all system data running. So an example of the operating system are Linux, Windows, Android, Apple Mac OS and Apple iOS. So other software application, also called programs, are set of instructions that the computer uses to perform the tasks that you are beyond of the main function of the operating system. So these are the example of what are the programs and how that instructions work. So example of the software application include the web browser, web processor and image editor. So let me explain what is this difference between with example hardware and a software. So let's assume that you have a car. So car is a physical device, like it is something that you can touch. Car. So you have a car and you want to go from one place to another place. You need a driver or someone who have the driving skill. And driving skill is a skill, like it's a thing that you can't touch. It's like a software. Okay, so you have a driver to drive that car, but you have like so many drivers in the world. If you want to drive a car, you will hire a driver who knows the driving a car. You can't hire a driver who is not driving a truck. because every driver has their own capacity to drive something. So for a car you need a driver of car. So similarly, to do some specific work, to operate a specific system, you need a specific software. So like for mobile, there are there are RAM, there are like SSD card, everything in the phone is similar to the computer, but the things are different. Like in computers we have screen, we have hardware, and in mobiles we have also screen, we have hardware, but the both things are different. Like there are bus and driving string in the car, in the bus, but both need a different driver. So similarly, a computer and the phone need a different driver or the different operating system, or we can say that a different software. So windows is the operating system of like computer, and the android is the operating system of your mobile phone, because both are the driver, but both are the driver of the different devices. Hope you have understood and you got that point. If you are not getting the point, just back the video and just try to understand that what I have said, because every machine needs a different driver. So going further, you can see the hardware and the software are essential for you to use the computer. See if you can identify which item are the hardware and the software. We have a like activity here, but before starting the activity I want to explain you further. Just suppose you want to open a camera. So for opening a camera, you can't just like write the full code to open the camera. Someone has written that code, that is known as a program, that is in your computer or the mobile phone by the name of camera. You have a camera app, you just open the camera, all the code that has been written before just opens, and the camera opens and it will click your picture. You don't have to write anything, you don't have to write the code, because the things works on the code. But to operate that, you need a simple software or the software application that some are mentioned here, like web browser. You want to open a web page, to open that web page you don't need to write the full code of the web page, you just need to open the code someone has written before, and that will open the web browser for you. So this is the benefit of the operating system. Operating system just communicate between your software and the hardware. Like you have the camera software or the app of the camera. An app is like a program, you have a program for a camera, you just open that camera, so that will communicate with the hardware. You don't have to communicate with the hardware, that the processor, you don't have to tell the processor to open the camera. That app will that operating system will open the camera by using the hardware. So hope you have understood. So for that I am going to like play activity. Image editor, it is like a software. So the CPU is a hardware, a mouse is a hardware, a word processor is a software, a computer monitor is a hardware, and the operating system is a software. So we have all the 6 cards completed. And for the answer of the like last video, I am trying to answer your last question that I have left with. So the last question was this one was the last question. While visiting a foreign country, there was a person who was just trying to convert that currency in their local currency, and the output was not showing. So which function was missing? So the function which was missing is output. So output was missing there. So it is the correct answer. So although the application is storing what you have entered, it is failing to display the answer as a output to you. So hope you have got that. So see you in a next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.